Go.
Book lice.
I was born in a final edition of Schiller.
While I started life in a private eye thriller. We're book lice who dwell in these dusty bookshelves.
Later I lodged in Scott's Works, Volume 50.
While I passed my youth in an Agatha Christie. We're book lice attached despite contrasting pasts.
One day while in search of a new place to eat,
He fell down 7 shelves where we happened to meet. We're book lice who chew on the bookbinding glue.
we honeymooned in an old guidebook on Greece.
I missed Conan Doyle, he pined for his Keats. We're book lice, fine mates despite different tastes.
So we set up our home inside Roget's Thesaurus.
Not far from my mysteries, close to his Horace. We're book lice, adoring despite his loud snoring.
And there we reside, and there will remain.
He nearby his Shakespeare, I near my Spillane. We're book-loving book lice, plain proof of the fact
Which I'm certain I read in a book some months back.
that opposites often are known to attract.
All right. Go ahead, start.
Stone soup.
Once upon a time, in a faraway place, 3 brothers were walking home. They had traveled a long way walking, each day as far as they could.
The brothers had been away from home for 2 long years. They had worked on huge ships and had sailed around the world. They couldn't wait to get home to see their family and friends.
They also wanted to tell everyone about their adventures and describe the interesting people they had met on their travels. But this day, the 3 brothers were especially tired and also very hungry.
As they reached the top of a rocky hill, they could see a small village nestled in a beautiful valley.
I hope that we will be welcomed, that we can get a warm meal from a friendly family.
I'm hoping for a nice, cozy hayloft in the barn. It will be refreshing to have a good night's rest.
You both are being too hopeful. You know that the villagers in this area are often afraid of strangers.
As the brothers came down the hill into the village, they could see the villagers running into their houses. They were gathering their tools. Their children, they were bolting their doors and closing their shutters.
In no time, the entire village looked as if it were deserted.
The 3 brothers sat in the center of the village. In a loud voice, the first brother said,
It's too bad no one is willing to come out to meet us.
Yes, brother, I agree. I thought that these villagers would want to learn how to make stone soup.
Oh, I know they would love it. But perhaps we should share our next secret recipe with the next village instead.
The villagers heard the brothers talking about this delicious soup. The brothers noticed that a few doors were beginning to open a crack. Some shutters were opening too. The brothers kept talking.
If we only had a huge pot, we could start to make our stone soup.
The center of this village would be the perfect place to make stone soup.
All of a sudden, the door to one of the nearby homes flew open. Out stepped a young man. In his arms, he carried a huge black pot. The tallest of the brothers said,
This pot is perfect for stone soup. It's large enough to make soup for an entire village.
The young man smiled with pride.
Brother, we will collect wood and sticks to make a fire under this fine pot while you fill it with water from the stream.
As the brothers left to find wood, the curious villagers began to come out of their homes. They watched from a distance as the brothers made a fire under the huge pot. Finally, the fire grew strong and the water in the pot started to boil.
Now, we must find the perfect stones. They must be round and smooth. Remember, they need to fit perfectly in the palms of our hands.
Soon all the villagers were looking for just the right stones. Just then, a young boy walked to where the pot was cooking and held out his hand. In them were 3 perfectly round, smooth stones.
Together, the boy and the brothers dropped the stones into the huge pot of boiling water.
Brothers, the last time we made our stone soup as round as these. We added salt and pepper for flavor, but since we do not have it any, we'll have to do it without it.
In no time, a woman with long red hair came walking toward the brothers, handing the salt and pepper to them. The brothers added it, saying that already the soup smelled better. A crowd of people began to gather near the pot. Everyone was curious to learn all about stone soup.
If only we had an onion or two. Stones this color make soup that tastes especially good with onion, but we will not miss what we do not have.
Once again, one of the villagers ran into his house and came back carrying 6 beautiful onions. They too were added to the soup.
Brothers, I also remember how carrots added a fine sweetness to our soup when we made it with stones as smooth as these.
A few moments later, a woman came out carrying 10 beautiful carrots. She was followed by another woman who ran to the pot with some diced white potatoes. Everyone was becoming excited and wanted to add something to the soup.
The brothers thanked the woman and put the vegetables into the soup. The smell of the soup began to travel above the crowd, huddled near the huge pot. All of the villagers were talking about their good luck. After all, they said, we can always find great stones now that we can make delicious soup from stones. Just then, the youngest brother said quietly,
Barley would thicken our soup and make it fit for a prince, but it will no doubt be delicious even without it.
In no time, 2 villagers returned carrying bowls filled with barley. The brothers added it to the soup, and as it was cooking, the soup did seem to have a magical smell.
If we added a bit of beef into the soup, it will be fit for a king. Remember, brothers, when the king ate our stone soup flavored with beef?
some villagers ran to get beef to add to the soup. Surely stone soup that would be fit for a king should be flavored with meat. The brothers stirred the soup. It smelled magical. Surely it would taste magical.
We want all of you to taste our magical stone soup, but first we must set a table for a great feast.
The villagers started to talk to each other. Surely soup fit for a king should be served with bread and a complete banquet. Everyone went home and brought something to the feast.
It was a great night. Everyone enjoyed the magical stone soup. Singing and dancing followed the dinner, and the 3 brothers were invited to sleep in the villagers' homes.
In the morning, everyone gathered to say goodbye to the brothers. The villagers also wanted to thank the 3 brothers. Now that they knew how to make their magical stone soup, they would never again be hungry.
The end.